Miami Heat Nation. Hello, guys. My name is Trent, and over here, we are going to be covering the Miami Heat's offseason and heading into next year. So, guys, if your favorite team is the Miami Heat or you support the Miami Heat, make sure you drop that sub and turn on post notifications. Now, guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking about 3 free agents to improve the Miami Heat bench next season. Now, one of these players you are going to have to trade, but the last 2 are going to be free agents. To start it off, we are going to be talking about number 1 and Terrence Ross. Now, Terrence Ross is a very interesting player. He's a veteran in this league that can consistently give you buckets coming from the bench, being in the starting lineup. It does not matter. He isn't the greatest three-point shooter, but he's great mid-range, definitely attack to the rim. And if Miami Heat ever need points coming off the bench or if they ever need that 6-man, he will fill in that role perfectly. Now, the reason why I say Terrence Ross is because, 1, he's going to get traded from Orlando Magic. They're going in a totally different direction. They're going to rebuild mode. Terrence Ross is a little bit older, and he wants to join a championship team, and I feel like he'll fit great with the Miami Heat culture. Now, last year, he was about 10 points a game, shooting 50% from the field, 2.6 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. He's a 6'6 shooting guard. Now, he is going to be a free agent in 2023. That makes it about $11.5 million. It is a little bit hefty to be a bench player, but I feel like if we can get a contract that we don't want anymore or get rid of a player that we don't play as much and maybe some draft capital for Terrence Ross, I am all for it. Because when you look at the Miami Heat's bench, it isn't the greatest, it isn't the deepest. And for us to win a championship and for, other teams, how they win championships is that they have great players that come off the bench and help out the stars like Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. So I'm all for it for Terrence Ross. Definitely think we have the people for him. Great scorer, and that's all we really need much for him. Definitely could help out Jimmy Bucket. So you guys have in the comment sections, how do you feel about that? Number 2, Wes Matthews. And you may feel some type of way about this because he doesn't really provide much scoring, but he's definitely a nice two-way player, and he played great with the Milwaukee Bucks. They brought him in for like a 1-year minimum vet deal. I think the Miami Heat could do that too. This season, they're about 5.1 points a game, shooting 40% from the field, 2 rebounds while shooting 34% from the three-point line. We're bringing in Wes Matthews for 2 things, and 2 things only: catch and shoot, and play great defense. He wasn't the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks coach trusted him, played like 40-plus minutes. Definitely a solid defender. And when Jimmy Buckets, when they start doubling Tyler Rowe or Bam Adebayo, whatever the case be, they have shooters around him, and Wes Matthews can fill in that role perfectly, hit the corner 3, top of the key 3. It doesn't matter. Very consistent, been doing that stuff his whole career. Isn't going to cost too much. We get him on a cheap deal, play that perfect bench role, and I think it'll be a great deal. So you guys, I'm in the comment sections. How do you feel about Wes Matthews? I'm thinking about players that are realistic. I'm not thinking about players like, Donovan Mitchell and stuff like that, but realistic players that can fit this Miami Heat culture, that can help out this bench and help us win an NBA championship. And these are the type of players you want. You want veterans, experience. Wes Matthews, Terrence Ross, all got experience, and all veterans in this league. You get what I'm trying to say. Now, lastly, Joe Ingles. Now, Joe Ingles is going to be a free agent, but he is coming off a torn ACL, and he's getting very, very old. There's a reason why the Utah Jazz traded him to the Portland Trail Blazers. Obviously, he's not on that roster anymore, but it's going to be interesting to see, does Portland want him back? Because I feel like he's a very nice, interesting player. You could call him a 3-and-D player, 2-way player. It doesn't really matter. But he brings that 3-point shooting ability, which is good. He's definitely a solid passer and gets his teammates open. That's one thing that's underrated about him, and he definitely plays some solid defense. So Joe Ingles coming off the bench for a very cheap deal. Why not? The reason why I say cheap deal is because he's coming off a torn ACL. And when you're around that age, we don't know how you're going to recover. Are you going to be the same Joe Ingles? You get what I'm trying to say. But last year, it was about 7.2 points a game. Before he got hurt, shooting 40% from the field, 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and shooting 35% from the three-point line. Very lengthy, got that strength, and brings that grit and attitude that the culture would love from Miami. There's a lot of, I'm not going to say dirty stuff, but if you watch him play, you get what I'm trying to say. So those are 3 players that I definitely think that can improve the Miami Heat's bench. You guys have in the comment sections other players that you think the Miami Heat should target besides superstar players. We're looking at some role players and free agents because at the end of the day, what if we don't land a Bradley Beal or a Donovan Mitchell? We're going to have to look at free agency. We're going to have to look at the players that fit this team the most and that can help out Jimmy Buckets. And I feel like these are the 3 best players that can do that and play their best role. But I love you guys so much. Free agency is, not free agency is officially here, but the offseason is officially here. So if y'all support the Miami Heat, make sure you drop that sub. Content's definitely going to be going crazy. And I appreciate the support. It has been insane. But I'm out. Peace.